All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Lewick. I am the Senior Director of Client Services and Operations here at IdeaScale, and I'm really excited to kick off this product roadmap webinar today with you all. Perfect. So first, if you are newer to IdeaScale, just a quick background about us. We were founded in 2009 in tandem with the White House Open Government Initiative. In our first year alone, we were adopted by over 23 federal agencies, and the number just keeps going up and up. Some of my favorite platform stats I want to exhibit here were that we currently have over 40,000 active communities, over 4.5 million users, and over 900,000 ideas submitted. As the head of the technical support team, I'm always going to take an opportunity to quickly brag about my team. So in 2022, we had an average satisfaction rating of over 96%. At 17 seconds is our first response rate on the chat tool, which I think is very impressive. Obviously, I'm a little biased. And you can also see on the slide some of our awesome clients. We work across many verticals and government agencies, higher education, and different corporations. To dig into our system itself, IdeaScale is more than just a software. It is a collaborative platform that inspires and empowers community members to actively participate in the innovation process. So a really interesting study done by the Harvard Business Review actually showed that companies that collect ideas from their entire workforce had a 1.5 times higher market share, a 1.7 times higher customer satisfaction, and a 1.9 times higher profit margins compared to companies that are only collecting ideas from a handful of people within their community. So our platform can help with the innovation process. It doesn't only just make your life easier, but it will make your process more successful. So with IdeaScale, you can streamline the entire idea lifecycle with our various features, including idea submission. Obviously, that's a big one. Lots of different collaboration and engagement features, voting, giving kudos, commenting on ideas. Our software helps with refining and picking which ideas you wish to move forward with within the implementation process, and to implement the ideas and come to a conclusion. So that was a quick background on IdeaScale. For today's agenda, we are going to kick it off with a really amazing overview of AI and the future of workplace creativity with Josh and Tojan. Then that is going to segue really nicely into a demo from my colleague Brian on the phone here that's going to show our ChatGPT integration and our edit feature tool. And then we will be briefly discussing our planning for the second half of the year. So I'm really excited to introduce Josh, who is the co-founder and president of the enterprise solutions here at IdeaScale, and Tojan, who works for Mantra, which is one of our partners. So take it away, Josh and Tojan.
Great, thank you so much, Lara. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And as we get this loaded up, I just wanted to say that I'm, honored to be here on behalf of the IdeaScale team, and really looking forward to Brian and hearing more about the roadmap here at IdeaScale. I think it's something we're all excited about. But first, I'm here with my good friend Tojan to talk about a topic that seems to be all around us right now. It's filling up our social media feeds, like on LinkedIn. It's being discussed in investor relations calls, and it's being written about in email newsletters, filling up our inbox. And no, I'm not talking about the TikTok video that Tojan shared with me yesterday. I'm, in fact, talking about generative AI. Here's a quick definition of what it is, but if you're looking for a simple way to describe it, you can think of generative AI as a robot artist or maybe a personal assistant that is going out and learning on the web from places like Wikipedia or other artists' works to create something new that is very similar but not quite the same as the original. And this is a really sort of intense topic for everyone right now, and it's causing a range of emotions. It's very easy to feel excited about the possibilities here, and at the same time feel uneasy and even overwhelmed. And why is that? It wasn't that long ago when this was fun. It was as easy as just uploading your photo. If you guys remember the Face app hashtag age challenge, you upload your photo and get to see what yourself how you look when you're 90 years old. It was funny. It was something you could then share on your own social media, and people would laugh about it. There was no stress involved. This was kind of the beginning of generative AI. And so, what has changed here in the last 5 years since then? Really, it's been a leap forward in the natural language processing and the ability now for these large language models like ChatGPT to improvise really on any subject. And that has really captured the minds and the interest and the curiosity of really everyone. And of course, it's also led to what seems like hundreds of new applications now being released on a weekly basis, which of course is hard to keep up with and leads to everyone feeling overwhelmed, and is also why your mom, if she hasn't already, may be calling you soon to ask you what the heck this thing is and is it going to take over the world. So enough of that for a second. Let's really kind of bring it back to our audience for today as innovation leaders. One of the best parts about working at IdeaScale is that we get to meet with you guys running real innovation programs on a weekly basis. And we get to hear about all the good things and all the bad things and all the ugly things. And I can tell you that in the 13 years that I've been here, the ugly has largely stayed the same. I mean, just think about your own innovation program for a second. Over the years, have you struggled with getting quality ideas submitted? Have you maybe lacked the time or the people to properly evaluate the ideas? Have you ever felt that maybe you wanted more people, engaged in your innovation program? Of course you have, because I've heard it from you. And if you haven't ran into these challenges yet, get ready because you will. It just comes with the territory. And so that's why when I started to look into what generative AI was and the potential applications for it in our own industry, that's when I started to get so excited. Because as Tojin will share with you here in just a moment, it brings a new way for us to tackle these challenges in, again, a way that wasn't possible before or wouldn't scale before. Maybe we didn't have the resources to do before. And so, we really think it's a game changer that is going to have a significant impact on your own innovation programs and your people and you as innovation leaders in your career. So excited. Again, Tojin, I'm going to hand it off to you to walk through, some examples of what is this looking like right now? Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. So I want to sort of pick up from the kind of challenges Josh has identified, particularly the top three challenge, and think with you about how we can potentially use generative AI to solve these challenges. And it's an exciting time because, so far we've had all these challenges over the years, and then suddenly, you have all these opportunities to address these challenges. Next. Josh, next slide. Yeah. So let's go back to the main three things that Josh identified, which is the quality of ideas, time to evaluate ideas, and engagement and collaboration. So I'm just going to briefly talk about how potentially you could find solutions using generative AI. Okay, so and these are just some simple ideas, and what we're not saying that these are the only ideas or are exclusive, but essentially, and then that's what makes it more exciting is because nowadays there's opportunity for all of us to come up with hacks and better ways of doing things to solve these kind of problems and share it among ourselves. Next one. So the first thing that Josh talked about was how to improve ideas. And if you think about ideas, there are two components to it, which is the novelty of ideas and also the feasibility or the value of the ideas. Now, if you think about the novelty, one thing we know from the science of creativity is that novel ideas are ones which can connect remote concepts. So when you can bring remote concepts together and make it sensible, then you have something novel. But unfortunately, most people, particularly domain experts, aren't able to do it, and that's where a tool like ChatGPT can come in. So here's an example where we're taking three concepts, right? Virtual reality, sustainable agriculture, and personalized nutrition. If you think about it, these are not necessarily the three things that you think appear together, but and humans, we sometimes find to associate and bring these things together. But if you give this to ChatGPT has this amazing capability to understand underlying analogies and sort of combine them into ideas. Now, human ideators now then can build on these ideas and take it and see how it can be implemented. The other thing is where text to image models like Midjourney and DALI come in is that when you have a product design or a visualization, most of the time we are sort of a prey to the curse of expertise, where we have certain ideas how a product should look. But with generative AI, it can generate all these interesting visual forms that again can sort of give us triggers to think about how products can be changed or ideas can be redesigned. So just give a simple example. So, we had this project where we started thinking out how you could sort of redesign just simple lighting systems by getting it inspired by just different kinds of beetles, right? And so these are the ideas that the images that Stable Diffusion generated, and each of these looks very interesting, but also could lead us to think about, what could be the interesting functionality that you could build on these kind of products. Next one. So the other thing Josh mentioned was the time to evaluate ideas. Now here's a problem of plenty, right? So we want innovation engagements to be successful, but what that means is that there's lots of ideas, and organizations struggle with evaluating ideas. So there are a couple of problems here. One is that evaluating ideas in a fair way that is sort of takes into account the probably the lack of expertise among the ideator. All this is extremely challenging, and this is where large language models can come into play. So where so for example, in this particular case, you could just you could give an idea to a large language model or ChatGPT, and it will be able to evaluate ideas along multiple dimensions. And what this means is that these ideas evaluations are independent. So you're not having somebody who is biased with an organization evaluating the idea, but you're having a fairly independent tool, at least we think it is, making this evaluation, and that can be the basis of actually seeing whether that idea can be taken forward to the next stage. Next one. Yeah, the final thing I want to talk about is collaborative design, right? One of the challenges in making, ideation innovation platforms more accessible is that there's an asymmetry of knowledge, right? Some people are experts, some people are novices, some people have, knowledge of certain visualization tools, CAD, software, but others are not. They have ideas but are not able to express the ideas. Now with tools like ChatGPT and text-to-image models come in, now it sort of levels the playing ground, levels the field, where people now can sort of engage with each other and sort of very quickly come up to speed and come up with ideas. Just give an example. So we were thinking about the design of a yacht inspired by dolphins, right? And if you look at the next slide, you'll see that very quickly, somebody with very little knowledge about how the design is can actually use prompts to come up with all these kind of designs, again, which can be used as the basis of discussion and then can be taken to the next stage of the innovation process. Over to you, Josh. Thank you.
Thanks, Tojan, so much. And by the way, I wanted to give you a huge shout out for where you are right now. It's almost midnight your time. So thank you so much for staying with us and doing this with us today. I appreciate it. So we're going to shift gears just for a moment, everyone. And I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We're going to put up a poll here in just a few moments. And if you can, here in the next 10 seconds, we want to know, as you're learning more now kind of about some of the possibilities here, and you're thinking about the challenges that you're facing or your program is facing, what are you excited about in terms of potential impact, in helping your program? So go ahead and, select one of the options here that we've been discussing. And I think, Lara, we can wrap it up here in maybe 5 or 10 seconds and just show a quick, show everyone the answers. Okay, I think that's probably good. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Tojin, it looks like it's those three top, challenges that we discussed kind of throughout the presentation, which is great. And glad to see people start thinking about, again, some of the possibilities. So thanks, Lara, for that. And moving along here, but we're all on this journey together to democratize innovation across our companies, our organizations, our governments, our agencies, and our citizens to the point where it's so fully embedded inside of our cultures and our processes that at some point in the future, the use of the term innovation may not even be necessary, right? It just becomes how we work and what we do. Generative AI is going to be a tremendous sort of accelerator for us on that journey, and it's going to be helpful in a lot of ways, and hopefully make it also a little bit more fun. With that being said, it doesn't come without its own risks and concerns, obviously, none of which we've discussed or will be discussing here today that need to be thoughtfully, thought through and addressed. But I would like to take just a moment and give a big shout out to the IdeaScale team for I know they're working really hard on that stuff in a way that's really going to set our clients up for success here as we continue to explore ways to integrate these things into our work. Finally, I wanted to leave everyone with this quote. This comes from Alan Patricof, who's the founder of Greycroft, which is one of the largest VC companies or organizations here. And he's been in the VC business for 43 years, if you're not familiar. And he's seen over that period of time all the major new innovations come to market, like internet or cellular. And as you can see here, when he was asked about this, he's saying that AI and ChatGPT is bigger and more profound revolution than any of those that he's seen, in his opinion. So I think it's sort of a great way to, emphasize again, the possibilities here and strap in. I think everything's going to move quick, but just know that IdeaScale, as your innovation partner, will here with you on this journey, and we're looking forward to it. Now, before I hand it over to Brian, I did want to say that if you enjoyed the topic today, it's a sneak peek of what will be coming out in June. Happy to say that with Tojin and a few other co-authors, we'll have a article coming out on this topic in HBR again in June, and we'll also be having a dedicated webinar to this topic where we can dig in a little bit more fully and have some more fun with it. So look forward to that. Look for that, and if you're interested, make sure you register, and we'll see you at that. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Brian, and let's hear about the product roadmap.
Thanks so much, Josh and Tojin, for that informative presentation. My name is Brian. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I'm going to be demoing a couple aspects of our product. So building upon these foundational concepts that Josh and Tojin outlined within AI, we're excited to share some applications of these concepts within our product. So while I log in here and share screen, one of our newest integrations has been ChatGPT within our idea submission form. So currently this feature is live within our public Tesla community. Can everyone see my screen? Okay. And that's where you can check it out. So first, why is this integration important? It's important because we value, as Josh and Tojin were saying, the opportunity that artificial intelligence provides in reducing that barrier of entry for participation and engagement. So if you take a second, right, imagine you have the beginning of an idea, a thought flashes through your head, but you can't really describe how you're feeling, can't really fully bring it to any words, especially words that other people could understand. So the good news is artificial intelligence actually has the ability to understand and help transform that concept into an idea. So let me just show you what that looks like within this Tesla community. So first, you could select a campaign, from the drop-down menu up here. For the purpose of this demo, let's choose charging. Awesome. And then you could navigate to the Submit an Idea button, orange. Then as it loads, so let's start with the concept, right? That we could put into this title section. One of my friends recently, they drove from Los Angeles to Mammoth, California. It's about an 8-hour drive because they wanted to go snowboarding. And on top of that 8-hour drive, they actually had to wait 3 hours to charge their Tesla on the way both up and down because of the wait times at the charging stations. So this significantly impacted just their overall trip, right? So something that I want to think about is wait times listed for charging stations. Great. So on this idea submission form, you can see here, this help me describe my idea button, which will engage the ChatGPT integration to help write this out. So give it a few seconds here as it communicates with ChatGPT, and it will develop an idea. So I'll give you a few seconds to kind of read it through. So in general, it describes a lot of how I'm feeling. It puts words to things I couldn't really describe. Let's say this phrasing capture exactly what I want. We could ask the chatbot to, can you rephrase this idea? And so they'll give another variation of the idea, actually. So if we could read through this, this idea really captures my initial pain point, right? Of wanting to plan my trip more effectively and alleviate any inconvenience of waiting. That was really what my friends and I felt. So now you could click on this pencil icon to edit the idea yourself, whether you want to split up different paragraphs, etc. Or you could actually ask the AI to revise it for you. So can you format this idea into bullet points with 3 main benefits of this idea? So then I'll just take what it generated and then outline it exactly how you asked it to. Let's give it a second here. Awesome. So here is our neatly organized and described idea from our initial concept, right? Wonderful. As you can see, it's a lot of good info. So then after this, let's click the pencil icon and we could just clean up a little bit here. Let's complete the response, which is really awesome that they respond. You click the check mark, and then once you click this use button, it's gonna populate your idea description box right here. So that in itself is ready to submit, and it captures a lot of, once again, this concept. So one more use case for this ChatGPT integration could be wanting to, once again, expand that opportunity for participation, especially within a global community, right? So we could actually ask the ChatGPT to, can you translate this idea, or can you describe this idea? Let's do that. This idea in Korean. So we could, if you are part of a global community, various people from around the world participating, we once again want to facilitate that engagement, which was the number one thing shown on that poll as the challenge. We want to lower that barrier of entry and provide other language variations. So if you give it a second here, it's gonna actually fully translate this into Korean. Let's try one last time. This was tested prior, just FYI, and when we did it, my wife, she's actually a professional Korean translator. She vetted this translation just so everyone knows it is accurate once it populates. Okay, then let's do in Spanish. We'll do another language. Wonderful. So this is the Spanish translation of that idea. So once again, I'm going to clean it up a little bit using the pencil icon. Clean this up here. Add use. And there we go. So once again, you started with a pain point, waiting 3 hours for a charging station, evolved it into a concept that you wanted to see change. And then AI assisted you to describe that idea, now written in 2 different languages. So this is a pretty cool concept. It facilitates that engagement. It provides opportunities for participation across global communities. Awesome. So that is one feature. I'm going to stop sharing briefly. And then let me switch over here. Great. Can everyone see that? Wonderful. So one more feature set to release in the coming weeks also builds upon this AI concept of form and function, which Josh and Tojin talked about. We want to facilitate the ease by which administrators can edit the look of the front end content on their pages. And so this feature is going to be called edit mode, and it'll go live across all licenses within the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to show you a brief demo here. So once you log into your community landing page, you can access edit mode by going to your profile icon and scrolling down to edit mode. So when you activate edit mode, you could start by choosing various templates that we provide. So let's do this one for the purpose of this demo. And then you could click start editing. Wonderful. So as you can see from these intuitive icons all around this page, you could toggle the visibility of various images or text. And you could also change the actual text itself. So maybe we could add information for clients and across all industries and they'll edit there. And then you could even edit the call to action button. So some clients, instead of ideas, it might be challenges. You can change it there. So as we scroll down, you can see that this same feature is available throughout all the widgets across this community landing page. And then so you could, once again, toggle on and off, edit, and then click preview. It's really important to view before you publish anything, what it'll look like for the end user. After you make your changes, you can close preview, click done editing. And this is actually one impactful change here where you could save various versions of templates for specific uses. So for example, if you run annual innovation challenge 2022, you could create a template in advance, fully edited, save that you could launch or change to when the time comes. And you could write notes of what you changed here. So change dates to match 2023 calendar, changed images to match challenge logo theme. And then you click save and publish or save new version, either one. This will be for later. This will be right now. So we'll save it for now. Great. So this edit mode is also available on our home page. So if you navigate from here to your home page, stay in navigation, toggle from your profile menu to edit mode. You could edit the visibility and order of these sidebar widgets, which is currently available, but we added to it by being able to edit the banner images, banner text, as well as the default view of how you want the end user to see the ideas sorted or how you want them laid out. So you could filter by trending, recent, popular by default, or you could have the user see in various views the ideas. Cool. So as part of this too, we actually put this advanced settings tab on this page where you could access these settings that were actually available on the back end where you had to navigate a few clicks to get there. We want to put that all on the front end so you could reach it very quickly and see the changes live very quickly as well. You could do this all here. Awesome. And then you'd publish that. I'll just cancel it for now. Great. So lastly, the edit mode is also available on our campaign pages. I'll navigate there from the drop-down menu where you can edit not only your sidebar again, but your campaign banner, your campaign title, your campaign logo right on the front end. So instead of our previous workflow, which required administrators to go from profile icon, community settings, look and feel, a lot of the way to get to this functionality, now you have the ability to edit right on the front end, requiring fewer clicks and hopefully an ease of use overall. Wonderful. So that was my demo of 2 features. I'll pass it back over to Laura. Thanks.
You're on mute, Laura. She doesn't know yet. She's on mute.
That was embarrassing. Thank you, Josh. Brian, thank you so much for giving us those demos. It's always really exciting to see live demonstrations of what our new features can be, how we can utilize them in the innovation process. So some of the other, as we look forward into 2023, here are some other examples of things that we are working on, some being in development and some are just in the planning stages. So our first is a custom campaign tile on the sidebar, which Brian was just showing you on the campaign object. So it might seem like a small one, but this can be a really powerful object if used correctly. So this is a tile that is going to be campaign specific. It uses rich text, as you all saw, and it's a great way to further educate your users to help increase engagement and get more ideas submissions. Next would be a chat integration with the campaign builder. So this is really exciting because we are going to pull in that chat GPT functionality that Brian just demoed into it for us. We're going to put it into our campaign builder. So we'll be able to assist you in building out your campaign briefs. And we're also building it out so it can also help you generate associated images to go along with those campaigns. For the countdown, the campaign and idea submission countdown, some of you might be familiar with how this currently works. We're releasing an update that is going to include an idea submission banner countdown. It's going to be right at the top of the screen, really in your face, so your members know when the idea submission period is ending. This is a great way to create a sense of urgency for your members and get them to participate within specific campaigns. So within the planning stages, a really popular request from our clients have been the @mentions. Our awesome product development team are currently working on building the @mention functionality into both the idea and the refined custom fields. It's just another great way to increase engagement and call attention to specific members, give people action items. Campaign builder revamp is probably one of my favorites, and the one I'm most excited about. So we are redesigning our campaign builder to help the user flow for smoother navigation when you are building these campaigns out. More to come along with that. again, really exciting. I'm always here for making things easier for our users. And lastly, workspaces. So we are looking for a way to incorporate a workspace model into our platform. This is going to be a new way and a new design to be able to navigate between various communities that you are a member of. So those were just a few of my personal favorites, and hopefully everybody else's of the different features and functionalities that are coming out this year and things that we are working on.
Hey, Laura, can I mention something real quick that I forgot to say?
Yes, I would love for you to.
Awesome. Hey, thanks everyone. So I forgot to mention that the ChatGPT function for the idea submission form is live currently in the public Tesla community for you to play with and see. But please feel free to reach out to your sales representative if you want to see how it might be applicable to your community or to your organization. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. As I just shared some of our ideas in our product roadmap, we do let our clients also work with us and guide us in what we will be designing and building out. So if you have any great ideas, you want to see something built, please share your ideas with us. We drink our own champagne here at IdeaScale. So if you visit ideas.ideascale.com, that is where you could submit your feedback, your product ideas directly to Brian and the rest of the development and product team. You can also browse other ideas, vote, comment. We love to see what people are excited about and what people want moving forward. So thank you for your time today, taking your time out of your busy schedule. Thank you, Josh, Brian, and Tojin for presenting and showing us all of those exciting, not only sneak peek of the Harvard Business Review article that you wrote, but also giving the exciting demos of some of our new features and functionalities for our IdeaScale platform. This will be the first of many product webinars, so please stay tuned and look out for more invitations for the upcoming ones. If you ever want to learn more about our events, please, if you go to ideascale.com, you click resources, and we have an event page where you can see both webinar and live events that we will be hosting. So again, thank you everybody for your time today. We will be sending out this recording for all the attendees, and the team and I will also be going through the questions that were asked, and we will do our best to respond to everybody. But as Brian said, if you have any additional questions, you want to chat about anything, please reach out to your client success manager, and they'd be happy to have those conversations with you all. So thank you all, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.